name is Jessica and I am the Fandom's Queen. Today I am going to be reviewing Ernest Cline's Ready Player One. Let me say first off that I love this book so much. It's been out for several years now and I never really had an opportunity to go ahead and buy it because there were just so many other books to get from Amazon. But several weeks ago I signed up for a college course and this was one of the books I needed to get, and I am so happy I did because I wanted to read this book for a long time. I'm going to start with the non-spoilery section of this book review, and for those of you out there who want to read this book and don't want to get spoiled, don't worry, I'll give you a clear warning for when I do that, because don't you just hate getting spoiled? I hate getting spoiled for books, so don't worry, I will give you a more than clear warning for when I'm going to do that, so you can go ahead and click that pause button at the right moment. That way you do not have to worry about hearing something you didn't want to hear from me. Ready Player One takes place 30 years into the future. No, literally 30 years into the future. The year is 2044 and the Earth has gone to hell. Of all the dystopian futures that I have read, Ready Player One is the most realistic, and that is scary because the world that was described in this book was terrifying. There is an energy crisis, there is overpopulation, schools are understaffed and underfunded, there are cities disappearing in mushroom clouds. There are cities disappearing in mushroom clouds, and the tone of voice when it was describing that was so nonchalant. People are no longer surprised that cities are disappearing in mushroom clouds. Now they're just expecting it. However, there is something else alongside this terrible resource-depleted Earth. There is this virtual utopia that exists called the Oasis. It started out as this MMO game created by this video game designer, and the virtual reality of this game was so real, you actually feel like you entered a video game in itself. You can get married, you can own businesses, you can make money off of it, you can go to any place you want in this virtual reality. And the way that Ernest Cline described it was incredible. I want something like this to exist right here and right now, because I want to go to a world where Harry Potter is actually real, to a world where I can go someplace and have an adventure like in Star Wars or in Star Trek or Firefly or whatever else out there. It is amazing and it was fun, and yes, it sometimes dragged a little bit, but that's because there was a lot of world building and a lot of details and also quite a lot of history, because Ernest Cline went ahead and was able to give us so many pop cultural references, and he also made sure to describe the less known pop cultural references, including video games, which I'm grateful for because half the video games mentioned I never even heard of. The whole plot of the story is we are following a protagonist who lives in this terrible future and also lives in this virtual utopia. He wants to win this contest, and the grand prize is this multi-millionaire's entire fortune. In order to win, you have to play this game. You need to solve 3 riddles that will lead you to 3 keys, which will lead you to 3 gates, which will lead you to another challenge. From there, you go on and move forward into the game. It was amazing. You need to go ahead and read this. You need to read this book in order to get the full impact of it. I want something like the Oasis to exist. It means that I could go ahead to a world where I can play Quidditch. Oh yes, I want this to exist. Okay, that is going to be it for the non-spoilery section of this book review. I know that was really short, but there were so many details I couldn't give you. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to go ahead and read this book in order to find out all the other amazing details you need to know. And when you're finished with reading that book, you can go ahead, come back, and we can go out and geek over this, because this is every geek's dream come true right here. Every quintessential geek in America needs to go ahead and read this book, because believe you me, this is the book. This is the book that you've been waiting for. Character's name is Wade Watts. In the world that he's living in the world where there are food shortages, job shortages, no money, and people live in something called stacks, which is trailers piling one on top of the other in order to create more room for the overgrown population. Wade Watts is an orphan who lives with an aunt who doesn't care about him. He lives in these stacks. He is so poor. His only real escape is the Oasis. In the real world is completely terrifying and not exactly really a happy ending unless you're extremely rich. In the virtual reality, in the Oasis, he is known as Parsival, and he is one of many people who are participating in this contest. The creator of Oasis, this multi-billionaire named James Halliday, he dies. He has no heirs and no family, and he has this entire fortune that he is going to bequeath to someone who wins this contest that he created just before he died. In order to win the contest, you have to know everything about James Halliday. You have to know his personal history, you have to know his likes, his dislikes, his views on religion, on books, on movies, on TV shows, on actors, on all kinds of things. You need to know who James Halliday is, because knowing that will ensure that you're able to win the contest. And the grand prize at the end is not only his vast fortune, but his share of control of Oasis, because having control of Oasis, that ensures that you will never run out of money. The way he sets up is really, really unique. In order to win, they need to know everything about him, and he does this by emailing everyone a digital copy of his personal journal. The second thing he tells them is that in order to win, they need to find 3 keys that he hid away in Oasis. The Oasis is huge. It is momentous. There are so many worlds and so many places where he could hide them. And the way you find these keys is you solve the meaning behind 3 riddles. The 3 riddles will lead you to the 3 keys. The 3 keys will lead you to these 3 gates. Once you win the challenges at these 3 gates, it will tell you the location of the next key to be found. 5 years after the billionaire dies, Wade Watts is the first person to decipher the meaning behind the first riddle, and he's also the first person to find the first key and the first person to solve the first challenge. His rivals for this contest are his best friend H. The way you spell his name is really weird, but it's literally the letter H. The letter H. And then there's also his cyber crush Artemis. Artemis with a 3 standing in for an E. Those are his rivals, along with this Japanese duo Daito and Shoto. They're all trying to win the contest, and from there everything just snowballs because everyone in Oasis wants to win the contest. Everyone wants to win that money. Of course, alongside them, there's also this multinational corporation that wants to win the contest. They have their own reasons, and I will get to them in a minute, but just to let you know, the corporation is evil. They are evil, man. They are completely evil, and I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. Wade Watts, he wins this first challenge and he becomes an instant celebrity. And the corporation offer him a lot of money, a lot of help, saying that they want to help him win the contest. In return for their services, he has to promise to give the control of Oasis completely to them. Wade is like, no, you cannot have that. You will not have that. You will never have that. Why? Because you are evil. You are evil, man. I hate you. That's not what he literally says, but that's what I'm thinking the whole time. The second he refuses, they try to kill him. Oh yeah, things got hardcore really fast. And it's not just him they're after. They're after all the other people who are proving to be efficient at playing the game, and they are going to kill them off because they want their hands on that money. And they're willing to do anything to get it. They're willing to lie, they're willing to murder, they're willing to cheat. Oh yes, they found a way to cheat. The way they found a way to cheat was actually kind of unique, and I applaud them for being devious. At the same time though, I really hate them for defeating the spirit of a game. Anyway, as soon as the corporation makes an attempt on his life, he goes into hiding. At the same time, he's still playing the game. And when all hope seems lost, when it looks like the multinational corporation is going to win, he takes drastic measures to make sure they don't, because he doesn't want them to win. No one wants this multinational corporation to win, because they are evil. Okay, I think it's time for me to talk to you about the multinational corporation that everyone seems to hate. I will give you 3 specific reasons why you should hate this multinational corporation. First and foremost, they have something called indentured servitude. This comes in later in the books. All you need to know is that if you have a massive debt, they will come and arrest you, and then you will be forced to work for them. Now your life is entirely owed to them. You are never going to be able to pay off your debt. They slap on late fees, penalties, and interest rates. You are owned by that company for the rest of your life. I cannot even believe the way it was described in this book. It was scary. No one even blinks. That's just a thing that exists. You know how scary that sounds? It accepts. Oh my god. Second reason you need to hate them, Nolan Sorrento. He is the main representative of this multinational corporation. He's an executive for the company and he's just doing his job. At the same time, the man is evil. He was the corporate kind of evil. He was an evil that made you want to punch him and smack him and fear him at the same time, which I did. Every time he appeared on the pages, I wanted to scream at him because he was that evil. He sold his soul to the devil. And Sorrento is also that kind of smug kind of personality that makes you want to punch him. There is absolutely nothing redeemable about him. You just hate him. You hate him at first sight. You hate him till the very end. The third and final reason why you need to go ahead and hate the multinational corporation, which is called IOI, standing for Innovative Online Industries. I think I got that right. The third reason you need to hate them is the reason why they want to win the contest. And the thing about the Oasis that is amazing is that not only does it allow you to escape reality into another reality, it's the fact that it's completely free. Oh yes, Oasis is free. The first time you sign up, I think you pay a quarter only, and then the rest is free. The only way you make money in Oasis is if people in real life are willing to go ahead and spend real money to buy fictional items. And IOI wants to stop that. They think the Oasis shouldn't be free. They think that they should be a monthly fee charged for it. The idea of a monthly fee is terrifying because not many people will be able to afford it. No one but the very rich will be able to afford the Oasis, and that's why no one wants them to win, because they will do that. They will go ahead and take the Oasis away by doing a monthly fee and being greedy bastards. People like Wade Watts, who are so poor and have literally nothing else in the real world, they depend on the virtual reality that they live in. They need Oasis because that's the only thing they look forward to now in their days. Anyway, the whole goal of this book is Wade Watts and his friends trying to beat this multinational corporation in winning the contest. Alongside the whole world building that Ernest Cline did with this novel, he also gives you a great deal of background on James Halliday, the creator, and his best friend. And knowing who James Halliday is did slow down the plot a little bit, but it also made it all the more interesting when you got to know the creator behind this virtual reality that the whole world depends upon now. And it's just filled with so much action. It's always in the virtual world that these battles take place, that the real danger is in, because if you die, if your avatar is killed in the Oasis, you have to start all over. I think that's the way it goes. I can't remember. All you have to know is that there is no such thing as an extra life. Or maybe there is. Wink wink. That is Ready Player One. Filled with action, adventure, and Oasis. You need to see what the Oasis is. You need to know what the Oasis is. I don't think I'll be able to describe the Oasis any better than Ernest Cline did. Try to picture in your head this Rubik's Cube, and each section of this Rubik's Cube is a sector filled with thousands of planets each. And in some, magic works, in some, technology works, in some, neither work, in some, both work. Basically, that is Ready Player One. It is a race towards the finish line, which is not only the grand prize of $1 billion and control of Oasis, it's beating the Sixers, it's beating IOI, it's beating Nolan Sorrento. That's smug SOB. There's also a little bit of romance in this novel, and it wasn't really anything completely extreme. It didn't take away from the plot. It was just a little something of an add-on, but I thought it was really, really sweet. And I love Artemis. She was one of my favorite characters because she is so geeky, so nerdy, and so tough. If I had to have an avatar in the Oasis, I would like for my avatar to be like Artemis, because honestly, a double-edged sword. Like, Oasis on the one hand is a virtual utopia. You never want to leave it. On the other hand though, when you leave behind reality, when you run away from problems, you risk them getting worse. And Ernest Cline did make a point of that in the novel, the fact that sometimes virtual reality, no matter how great it seems, still can't compare to the real world. Alright, and that's all I can say about Ready Player One. It is a phenomenal book. This is a book I will recommend to anyone because this is something anyone can read. The way Ernest Cline wrote this book and described this entire world, not only the virtual world but the real world, it was very unique. He found a good balance between the two. You need to read Ready Player One. That is the main point of this whole video. You need to go ahead and read Ready Player One because no review, no matter how well detailed, is ever going to be enough to describe to you the sheer magnitude of awesomeness that is Ready Player One. I heard that the movie rights were auctioned off and Steven Spielberg is rumored to be the director director behind it. I don't know if there's anything to that. All I know is that the idea of this being made into a movie is filling me up with excitement, and you can bet that I will be there on opening night to watch it and review it, because I want to see if they're able to bring the magic of Ready Player One onto the screens in the correct format, in the correct way. Well, I know there are going to be changes to the plot and to the characters, and maybe they'll even add some details of their own. I hope they will capture the sheer awesomeness that is the Oasis, and I'm pretty sure that whoever directs that movie, kudos to you, because you will have your work cut out for you. And that's about it. That is my review for Ready Player One. It's a 5 out of 5 for me. You need to go ahead and read it. Why are you still watching this video? Why are you not go buying it and reading it? You need to go read it now. Now! Okay, I'll be off. I will be uploading another video up soon. I do not know when. I can assure you that I will be talking about the Percy Jackson series soon, along with videos of my TBR list. But I will see you later. You can expect another video up as soon as possible, and I will see you guys then. In the meantime, go ahead and read Ready Player One and get back to me with your comments and suggestions and what you thought was the most amazing part of the book. And you can also leave down in the description what kind of sector and or world you hope Oasis will include. Alright, I will see you later then. Bye!